Uh, Last week, while I was on, I missed the other week because pain job. But this week I got the axles in. I measured them, CAD'd them, and had to change my drawing on CAD because I knew this was going to happen, that they weren't in the right place, but now they are. And I also received the aluminum. I think I told you that, and started welding it together. And there are some pictures of it that I can show. Well, hold on a second.
Okay. Does anybody? When does you plan to do the company week come in? Is that during the first thing, or is it after the retrospective?
We've been doing it together in the first section, like in stand-up format.
That's what you did, and you're going to do it. Well, do you want to tell us what you're going to do this week?
Yeah, and can you see the pictures on the web?
Yep.
Okay, here's some. The aluminum I started welding for the frame. That's for the bottom frame of the lower frame for the module, and that's a close up of the weld. And I also and here's a drawing of the axles right there placed. And then on the right side, I have the axle with a 2.5 inch bump in the suspension. See how it was going to react, how much it was going to extend. And that's it. What I plan to do on next week is some more welding and some more CADing. And that's it. No blocks.
Oh yeah, blocks. Okay. Are you done?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
This is Chris. I'll go. Let's see. Last week I focused on the light car challenge, mostly just kind of coordinating everybody's effort. I didn't actually produce much real work, but I also non-light car related. I approved a couple of comments on the website and answered one that required it. Answered and shared with the team a LinkedIn forum question that somebody had posted about setting up a WIKISPEED shop. They wanted some advice from people that had already done it. I looked over the post office RFI requirements just briefly to see what we were dealing with on that. Let's see, I sorted and labeled some components and started soldering an FM stereo transmitter kit. I just got a few of the components soldered on now. And I verified with work that I got days off approved for this Agile Build Party at South by Southwest in Austin coming up in just a couple of weeks here. And that's all, I guess, for last week. So for next week, or actually tonight, I'm going to try to finish up the light car challenge stuff. Well, not try, I have to because it's due at midnight. Basically, I just want to make sure all the deliverables are complete and ready to attach to the entry. I think that's the self-evaluation card is the only thing that maybe still needs to be looked over, or by me anyway. I think they're still doing some updates to the written explanation. So I plan on helping out any way I can with the post office RFI. I think that's actually due tomorrow at like noon Pacific or something like that. And then I got a few things here that I didn't get to last week. So I need to still order the wire to build the wire harness extension prototype. I still need to set up a Git account for Arduino code and things like that. And then I plan on finishing soldering this FM stereo transmitter kit. And I don't think I have any blocks. So that's it for me.
Okay. Okay. Who's next?
Well, I guess I might as well go. Not a very big list done this week. Was mostly working on the light car description, posting a couple things, and a little bit of feedback from Joe. I did measure the accelerator pedal wire gauge for Chris, and got that to him. Next week, or actually later tonight, as Chris mentioned, We're going to be finishing up the light car entry and getting it submitted. And again, hoping to assist with the U.S. Postal Service response to the RFI. I was supposed to check into registration. I think I didn't get that done. I got to do that again. I got to do that and make sure that we're registered so we can submit. No blocks. Are we doing retrospective yet, or are we doing that later?
Oh, retrospective later. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Get something with it.
Okay. So me is left. I'm not pretty much not applicable this week. So I am I'm trying to get a job and get. I have been trying to tidy and get ready. Oh yeah, and I did go to local makerspace, and I've been telling people about WIKISPEED. So there's a new local makerspace. They're just getting started. They have a 1 CNC mill and that a guy brought in that he's building, and they don't have a lot, but you've got a nice space, and a lot of people there were interested in WIKISPEED. There's a guy with a machine shop in a place called Parksville, which is north of Nanaimo on Vancouver Island. I'm kind of getting some local resources. There's a Linux group once a month here too. Okay, so that's that, and what I'm going to do is, oh yeah, I'm Modimo, and I'm just going to try and get myself in a place where I can start to contribute because there's so much interesting stuff going on. So that's me. Okay, so now we're doing retro rating, yourself and the team, and a process improvement. And as far as blocks, yes, I have lots of blocks. Okay, yeah, okay, so whoever wants to go first on the retro rating, yeah, I'll do the rating for myself. For myself, it's not applicable, and over 10 for the team. It's just amazing. It seemed like a lot to take on those the challenge and RFI and everything, but it seems like it's bringing together a lot of energy. Okay, next. Anybody else?
Okay, next, I give myself a 9, and I'll give the team a 9. Actually, I'll give a 9. Process improvement, I don't have one.
Okay.
I guess I'll give myself like a 6 because I did not get near as much done this last week as I had planned on. And definitely a 10 for the team. Seeing everybody come together for these specific challenges and things is pretty awesome. For a process improvement, the light card team that me and Michael are on, we've been doing typically a meeting an hour before this meeting using the same link that's not recorded to cover our light car stuff. And I was thinking in the past we had tried to do like a backlog revision meeting, but we were trying to do it a different day, like not on Thursday. And I think that I have trouble committing more than one day a week to be able to do a call like this. So it was hard to get anybody on there consistently. So I just wanted to make the suggestion that maybe we do a weekly backlog revision 1 hour before the stand-up using this same link for anybody that wants to jump on. It won't be recorded, so it'll be a little more casual. If people don't, I know some people feel a little more uncomfortable being recorded and posted up to YouTube. So, but anyway, so that's my thought.
Is that so? You said 5 to 6 before this meeting, and is this similar to what we were calling the product owners meeting?
Yeah,
really got off the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically it just like an hour ahead of time, which depending on what time zone you're in, and then we can discuss and try to get things ordered in the backlog a little bit better. So
I vote for that one, and I would be happy to get on that.
Cool.
Michael?
Yeah, you're getting unmuted here. Retrospective, I'm going to give myself a 5 because I got some stuff done, but not nearly as much as I was hoping to. And I guess, a little bit lost as to what we had to get done for the light card challenge, whether we were going to go with the improvements or just get documented what we've got. And we ended up getting documented what we've got, I think, for the most part. There was changes to the frame that Milo did. For the team, I'm going to go 9.5 because there's lots of stuff happening. We probably need a little bit more communication, and I'm not sure how that's going to work. And that's my process improvement is if we can, like the Carica, it works for a limited number of cards, but when you get a whole screen full, it's hard to even make sure that you're looking in the right place for things that have been done and updated and stuff. We ran into that with the light car page. I mean, there's only 6 or 8 cards on there, but I picked the wrong one every time when I was looking for update. So I don't have a solution. I think there's a problem with communication, and I guess that's not really a process improvement.
Well, what do you think of the what Chris suggested, backlog grooming, which is specifically to get rid of redundant or finished items or make sure they're there for an hour before this meeting?
That I think is an excellent idea because keeping the most important stuff, the stuff we're supposed to concentrate on, as high as possible actually on all the columns, so that we concentrate on the most important stuff.
So then my question is, Chris, would that go on the announcement, or would there be a separate announcement, and would it be a limited distribution?
So the invitation that gets sent out now is it automatically creates the link each week. So for the link to be the same, it would have to be the same notification. So I'll just add some words to that, explaining that if you want to jump on an hour ahead of time. So it'll go to the Google group, Team WIKISPEED Google group forum. So it'll be everybody on the team will get access to that.
So then I am going to suggest or maybe ask. It sounds like you've got something to finish before midnight. So I've got a feeling people would like to get off after 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Since we've done it, and I can hold. I had another sort of thought, but I can hold that for a weekend. I suspect you guys are anxious to get to the things you got to finish tonight.
Yeah, I did just want to mention real quick, though, what Michael was saying about communication. I had this other idea, but I'm not sure where it would need to be implemented. It would be nice if we could talk to Arun about it and get it done in Carica. But even if not, if there was a way, being a distributed team is more difficult because you're not in the same room with people, so blocks have a tendency to not be immediately removed. So it would be neat if we had something, it's sort of similar to not really a chat room, but somewhere where you could check in, where you're basically like saying I'm online while you're working on WIKISPEED stuff or available, so that other people know who's out there to ask questions of. So they might be able to get, if they're working on something and they're stuck with it, they can jump on to whoever's basically online at that time and get a question out there to get answered maybe a little faster than it would through the email or I know that. So, I know there's a chat in Carica, but unfortunately that it's a little intricate on how it deals with if you're assigned to a card or if you're a project leader or a team member, you may not see the chats come through your email. So it's not until you go look that you actually see stuff's been updated.
My mind is thinking either something that might make sense to have for WIKISPEED, a wiki, or are you thinking more of like a hangout or a live chat?
Yeah, I mean,
anybody can start.
Just the most basic concept I was thinking of is really just sort of a list of people, like more like a chat, not necessarily video chat or anything, but basically you just saying like I'm available for questions, and you can shoot questions to those people, So yeah, really more like a chat room. But the basic function to me was that seeing who is available to answer questions or pair up at any given time.
Actually, I think Google Circles does that. Does it not?
It very possibly. I haven't messed around with it, but
It's,
yeah,
it's
I
kind of
think
like a group of friends, and you have you can have a WIKISPEED circle, and you can have a work circle, and you can have a
yeah.
family
The
circle.
thing about that is that it's actually when you create those circles, like those circles only exist in your profile, so it would have to be
All,
maintained by each person, basically. So
all
yeah.
It'd
Well,
be nice to have something like a very quick and easy thing when when you go down to the workshop and you start to work, you just click something and it tells people you're on.
exactly.
Like so, like in my Gmail, I can see who's around, and like Skype is similar, but like so I don't know if that's enough or it's specific enough. It would be nice if it was like WikiSpeed members who are, and then it'd be like a check-in, check-out, or punch in and punch out.
Yeah, I just thought about it a few days ago. So let me start looking into some stuff that's
Yeah,
available and see if I can find anything that kind of matches up with what I was thinking. It may be real easy to knock out and get something going, and see if it's something that's useful to people.
cool. Okay. Anybody, anything else?
Chris, you mentioned midnight. I didn't actually realize that it was midnight, so it is like a few seconds into March 6th that the deadline, or
Um, I say midnight. I think it has a countdown for when it's due on their site, so it says exactly how many hours are
oh,
left right now when you go to their site. Let me see.
Does it say what time zone?
No, it was counting down in hours, so it actually I don't. Are they in Arizona? So it may not be midnight our time. Um, I don't know where they are actually. Let me look and see what it says.
Yeah.
It says there's 4.5 hours remaining, so they must. I think they are in Arizona then.
it was like 1 in the morning here.
Yeah, it's 11 here in
Yeah,
West Coast.
yeah,
So yeah, midnight Mountain Time.
Mountain time, right?
And it's fortunately it's standard time, so Arizona is not difficult.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
In daylight time, Arizona stays on standard time, so it matches specific time. Okay.
All right, Chris. So you're going to be working on the evaluation. You're going to put that on Kirika when you're done, or are you going to add it to
I,
the entry yourself, or?
depending on what time I get done with it, I can do either or both. But yeah, so I'll definitely post it to the Carica card, and if I have any issues getting it up on the Light Card Challenge page, I'll shoot you an email.
Okay, and I guess I'm going to work on Rev 5 of the description and see if I can get a little bit of a description on the 6-passenger version worked in there
Right.
without too much extra verbiage, because we've only got about a paragraph left if we're going to stay to 7 pages.
Yeah, and I really think you can just mention maybe that we're iterating a 5+ passenger design right now. I mean, I don't know how much more information you have to put on there. There's pictures of it, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody that, in fact, that question that someone posted was bringing up that design is different. Has it been crash tested? Because
Yeah.
of course the chassis is redesigned. So, but
Mm-hmm.
anyhow, and sorry, I don't want to keep rambling on, but I do agree with you had asked Milo about bringing the bottom 2 bars of the chassis all the way back like they are now. I also agree that would probably add. You get the benefits of both designs that way. That you're going to have more structural rigidity, but you're also going to be able to widen the interior module.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see how that plays out in crash testing.
Rob, what kind of work or what kind of space is there on the present Aero shell in terms of, like, I know you had the door design and stuff. How much room do you have on the sides of the current Aero shell?
About, let's see, it was 40, the inside width is 40 inches, and then another 4 and 4, 8 inch, 48 inches, and the shell's about 80 inches wide. So let's see, 8, 9, 10, 30, 32 inches, I think, total.
So about 16 on the side, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not.
Yeah, that kind of looks like about what Milo did for the flaring on the passenger cabin.
Uh-huh.
It's over a foot on each side, but I don't know if it's quite 16 inches on each side. He was trying to bury some crush structure into the doors. That's I'm not sure. There's going to have to be some experiments on that one, but so I guess my point is it should fit in the existing aero shell.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the measurements are, but good luck.
Positive, but I think Milo took into account the width of the existing aero shell when he was doing that. I'm not positive on that, but
Okay.
Well, they do have it there, so it would make sense if he did, if they wanted to keep it. I don't know.
Well, starting from scratch with the body just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't really make any sense.
I remember there were some other designs or some previous designs that people had kind of sketched up on the roll cage. That was another thing that the comment on the light car challenge that had asked about, because they didn't think that the roll cage was supported well enough. Or at least that's what I got out of it. I'm not sure if
yeah,
that's what they intended.
yeah, he said he didn't think it would work. So that brings up a good question: is that what about the roll cage that was included on the X Prize entry car? Do we still have the designs for that thing anywhere?
I don't. I believe it was an open. No, it was a bubble. It was a roadster, and it had
Right.
like a bubble, like a cockpit on an F-16.
Right. I still think there was a bar going over the top of it, that was under it, but I may be wrong. So, okay.
Maybe there was. I don't know actually.
I think there was. I kind of remember seeing one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, really, to
Is
me,
it
it's not a huge concern anyway because I mean, we can look at it as a placeholder if we need to make it stronger or anything like that. I mean, it's not going to be in the way of any other modules or having to redesign it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
No. The only the thing that I am worried about on the entry is that we're not asking for any exotic materials. We're not asking for stuff that can't be done right now. So they don't really have anything to research. They just have to implement, and that didn't sound like what they wanted to do on this challenge, but we've got what we've got. So.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I would like to have gone into possible materials, but again, it's outside of the realm of what we're dealing with. So it's not, I mean, it would have been, filling half of the document up with speculation didn't seem to make sense.
Yeah, we had enough trouble keeping it to the facts.
Could you put a generic open-ended thing in, like where if you're talking about the fiber, carbon fiber or whatever, just say would be interested, or perhaps other materials or whatever.
So
Likewise on
the current document covers focuses a lot on the modular aspect of the car and how that's innovative and how it allows things to be iterated quickly.
Yeah.
And there are sentences in there that basically say, sorry about that, that if a new material comes along tomorrow, that we do 1 week cycles so it can quickly be integrated into the vehicle.
Anybody have any suggestions on how I reference this appendix where we have all the backup links and stuff like that?
Do you maybe want to pull that out of that Word document and create a separate document as an additional deliverable? That way it's not taking up the space, the pages for the actual written explanation.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was going to title it as an appendix, but I don't know if they'll allow an appendix. And
Oh, I think so. Yeah, one of the deliverable requirements is any supporting documentation. So pictures, drawings, any, I guess, spreadsheets, anything like that. So I don't think it'll be a problem attaching it as a separate document.
Okay, so then should we take the pictures out of the existing document, give us a little bit more room to describe stuff?
I kind of like the pictures in there. With the appendix pulled out, I haven't looked to see how many pages it actually is right now. Is it over the 7-page limit?
I think it's about 6.5 right now.
Okay, I think
we don't really have much wiggle room.
Okay, well the appendix it looks like it's like a page at least, maybe a page and a half long. So that just pulling that out may give us enough space for any additional information that needs to be in there.
No, I mean if we put the appendix out, then we're at that 6.5 pages. 6.5 pages.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, my preference would be toward leaving the pictures in, but if there's just not room to do it, there's not room to do it, and we can put them separately. But I really think that written explanation is what they're going to be looking at mostly. So it would having that look nice is probably advantageous.
Okay, maybe we'll stop boring these guys.
All right, guys, I gotta go. See you all next week.
Later, Rob.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I got nothing else either.
Okay. See you next week, 5 o'clock.
All right.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.